live event, hands down, best thing ever. So I know just in the real world, when you sign up for a new software, a lot of one of the biggest things that turns me away from a new software is having to learn to use it. And when you get into trust-driven care, it looks a little intimidating. You're like, if you've created a website, it's a little more intuitive because it kind of works in the same way. But if you haven't ever touched it before, which I know a lot of medical professionals haven't,
Sure.
you just don't know what to do with it. So the live event is amazing because it walks through just exactly how you need to set it up so that it works appropriately. But I think even more so, the live event changed how I approach our clinic from a mindset shift that we're not in it because we have this amazing product and, people need it. So obviously they're going to show up. And it's that shift to, we need to provide an amazing product and we're not doing that right now. And I can see where we're not doing that right now through just when the person walks in the door or when I answer the phone. Like it starts from that first initial contact. And since the live event, I've changed my approach to even answering phone calls. So even if somebody's on the fence of like, well, I don't know if I need the product, I think you should probably just set up a live event on how to be a good practitioner, because that in and of itself is worth the live event.
Yeah. Well, what were some, as you went through it, like, so for everybody listening, the first 2 hours of the event have nothing to do with software, right? They're just communication skills. We go over the research of what patients want. We go over interaction between people. And it's kind of like a refresher on, I know it sounds stupid, but try and take medical professionals and be like, hey, you remember what it was like to be a human in your office? We're going to just double check that you're still human. What were some things that stood out in those first couple hours to you? Maybe triggered some thoughts like, oh my God, we're not doing, like you said, you changed the way you answer the phone. We never went over phone calls in the software, right? But you still changed that. So what were some of the things you kind of remember that drove a point home or two?
The name, using people's names. So I know in the live event, if you haven't attended, you go in and talk about how a handshake and a name and some eye contact can change an experience for somebody. So I took that. Since I don't interact, I do everything virtually. How do I bring that home to our patients when I'm on the phone? And so, a change in the tone of voice. How do I get across that I'm here to help you and you've landed in a safe space? So really bringing that across just in my voice, using their name. Once they've introduced themselves, use their name as much as possible so that they feel a connection, and then trying to bring home as many choices to make it easy for them. Do you want me to email or text your new patient paperwork? Do you want to self-schedule or do you want me to schedule for you? Do you want this or that? Just how many things can we make it? I don't want to stay up here as if they're in control, but as much as possible, what they can be in control.
Some autonomy never is bad.
And so those are the things that I brought home to do as much as I could, not in the office. And so then anybody that we do bring on, I mean, our goal is to grow so that we do have a front desk person that I'll be training them that way. This is how I need you to greet our patients when they come in the door. This is how, ideally, I feel amazing when I drop my kids off at childcare and they know my kids' names. So why wouldn't somebody not love that when they walk in the door, greet them by name?
Yeah, I always use this example, but Starbucks got a new CEO and he's made a huge deal. So they bought 200,000 Sharpie markers. They had trouble finding them. And the goal is to write the names of the customer on the cup. And they're supposed to draw something else, a little message, a little flower, a happy face, something. And I was like, that is so refreshing in this day and age where we're like, yeah, we could use AI for this, or you could automate that. You could do this, you could, and it's like, yeah, you can't automate writing a flower on a coffee cup. And it wouldn't be the same if it was already printed on there, right?
No.
Yeah.
So everything looked uniformed. It just doesn't drive home the same message. And I think I had another point that slipped to my mind. Oh, taking away the fluff and bringing it back to basics and what we're good at and being good at it before trying to add on and expand. So I think we were trying to do too much where it was like, oh, well, we can offer medication management and therapy, and we can add on this service and add on this service. And we even hired a marketing manager who we're no longer working with, but her thing was, well, what services can you offer? I'm like, we offer amazing medication management. Like that's our thing. And we don't need to grow. And so the live event kind of helped bring that down to like, just what is the basics, strip away all the excess and just be good at what you're good at. And that's okay.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, you look at restaurants, I don't know if you have In-N-Out Burger where you live.
No, we're stripped of that here.
How about Cane's fried chicken or chicken fingers? All right. You look at Cane's, they sell chicken fingers, fries, Texas toast, coleslaw, and lemonade. That's it.
Yep.
That's all you can get. But they do it so well that I've never met a person that eats there and goes, this wasn't good. It was like the best chicken fingers you've ever had in your life, right? Yeah. And how many restaurants out there go, we have chicken and we also do this and we also do this and we also do this. And you're like, yeah, but none of that really is that appealing because you're trying to do an 80% version of all of it instead of like the finest version of just the chicken fingers. And the place always busy. Everybody there is happy to work there. Every customer is happy to be there. You don't see that at McDonald's and Hardee's and Carl's Jr. and all this, you know? And I'm like, we should learn that in healthcare. Like, do one thing, do it really well.
Yeah, and that's okay. You don't have to be everything. And I understand there's a need for everything, but we don't have to be it.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Trust Driven Insights, brought to you by Trust Driven Care. Imagine a world where all your patient communication is in one place, seamless, effortless, and on autopilot. That's the power of Trust Driven Care. If you're ready to streamline your practice, check out trustdrivencare.com and see what's possible. Trust Driven Insights, real conversations, smarter care, stronger business.